Bowl champions, Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
And Phil.
What's up, guys? Dutchy clocking in here. As always, God bless. Go first.
Let the celebration begin.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Eagles postgame show with Jack and Dalt. Proudly powered by TickPick, the official fan experience partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, let's take it to the show.
Oh, my God. That was not pretty. That was not what we wanted. That's not the way to respond when the Philadelphia Phillies are favored to win the World Series and lose game one of the NLDS. Not what you want to see from the Birds. But what's going on, guys? Dalton clocking in here, be covering the Eagles post-game show for you guys today, talking about the Eagles' loss to the Broncos, a gut-wrencher, up 17-3 at one point, and then end up losing the game with 18 unanswered points from the Broncos, 21-17 final score, and a real confusing, gut-wrenching loss. If you guys want to call into the show, share how you're feeling, feel free. That phone number is 302-316-4848. Hope to see some of you guys in here. But yeah, really questionable loss from the Birds. And I think that vibes are going back to 2023, 2024. I apologize, of course. My Wi-Fi decides to slow down as I'm, hosting this, but doing my best. The point being, I definitely think vibes are back to where the Eagles struggled. They struggled during that time, and hopefully they can get it together because we need them to. Somebody's got to save this city, but let's go ahead and see what our man, the myth, the legend, Dennis has got to say. What's up, D? How you doing?
To send a voicemail.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy.
How are you?
Well, did I not tell you it was 2023 over again?
Hey, sorry I couldn't hear you there in the beginning, but yeah, man, it feels like it, doesn't it?
It's Brian Johnson 2.0.
Sorry I couldn't hear you there in the beginning. So you're really mad at the play
exactly
calling, to be clear.
Oh, I mean, it's clearly that. I mean, I'm glad to see AJ get the ball, but again, you need to get your playmakers more involved. Saquon's finally had a big play and did something good, I mean, but this late blooming shit, everybody's catching on to what we do, and it's going to hurt us. And then the injuries are piling up on us. We didn't have this problem last year. 2023, we did. This is not good for us right now. Even with a bye week on the up, we are going to struggle. And I'm going to say it, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. And Jack, you can kiss my ass. Makuba sucks. Start Sidney Brown.
Yeah, they gotta figure some stuff out with that secondary because Bo Nix was lighting them up at a certain point out there in the game. And look, Bo Nix, no disrespect to Bo. Bo's a great QB, great player, but he should not have looked that good at certain times in that game.
No, we just have no pass rush. But, hopefully we'll get the dub when I come home for the Lions game. I just want to touch in, say what's up, tell you I love you. My wrestling show that I went through tables.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you sharing some love. And I hope all is well with you. I'll talk to you soon, okay, bro?
All right, guys. God bless.
God bless, D. Take care. It's a good man right there. And I apologize for the lag, guys. I don't really know what's going on with the connection. It usually isn't this bad, so I'm sorry. Doing my best. But if you guys want to call into the show, 302-316-4848. And we almost knew that we had like a scheduled loss coming up. That was why I titled the video this. Because, I don't know, it felt like, okay, it's been over a year since the Eagles have lost. Jalen Hurts is on a real hot streak. something's got to give. And today, Jalen Hurts only completed about 61% of his passes, 60.5% completion percentage, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and 100.8 QB rating. So not a horrible QB rating. I believe most of the games this year, his QB rating has also been above 100. Sorry, I was trying to think about what the opposite of sub is, so it sounded cooler. But the point is, he's playing good football this year. He's playing efficient. I thought that there were a couple of throws that he had, especially to Devontae Smith, that it was like, okay, Jalen, yeah, like good. But Bo Nix mounted, I think, what might have been one of his best wins of his career, if not his best win of his career. Like, shout out to Bo Nix. You got to give credit where credit's due. Any Broncos fans that might be watching out there, credit to you guys, because, I mean, look, I want to blame it on the call at the end of the game, just like any other Eagles fan does, but you can't do that. You can't say that. That's just unfair. Where this team is at, where this team is going, you can't blame it on that call. There were more things that costed the Eagles the game that they did themselves to put themselves in that position. So I blame it more on the team rather than that one call. But if you guys want to call into the show, if you want to let us know how you're feeling, that number's 302-316-4848. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And Barkley almost had a quiet game too. I think he had less than 40 yards rushing. I know he had that long touchdown reception, which was beautiful. I think it was like a 41-yarder. But yeah, 6 attempts, 30 yards, 3 receptions, which is great. But he's just not the same Saquon Barkley that he was last year. I mean, his last 3 games, 30 yards, 43 yards, and 46 yards. So something's very different in this Eagles offense, and it's evident. And it felt like we were just kind of waiting for it to all fall down in front of us. That's basically what happened this week. So hopefully the Eagles can get their shit together. They can figure it out. We'll see. But I don't know. Let's see. We got Moose saying he's calling in. Let's go, Moose. I'd love to speak with you and hear how you're feeling after this game, because gut-wrenching, man. Gut-wrenching for sure. Takes the wind out of our sails. Takes the wind out of every Phillies fan sails. I mean, it's just a tough 2 days for all of us fans. But let's go ahead and get Moosey on here.
To send a voicemail, press 2. Call from the Moose.
What's up, Moose?
All right. What's up?
Man, that was not pretty, huh?
Well, let me tell you something. I'm still in Delco, brother. I'm at Tom and Jerry's. I ordered, already ate 10 wings. I ordered some more wings. And I lost my voice, so don't mind me. So,
yeah.
Not a happy camper, dude.
Not a happy camper, I think sums it up well. I'm not a happy camper either after the past, I would say, 48 hours for Philly sports. They really kind of let us down, both teams combined.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was pissed off last night, and I'm more pissed off now.
Yeah.
Okay, I left Owens. I'm at Tom and Jerry's. I'm in Delco. I just ordered 10 more wings. I'm doing another video. I'm ready to smash. I'm telling you right now, the heel moose is here. So these fucking teams, and I said to everybody, no excuses, God damn it. Excuse my French, Lord. No excuses. It's week freaking 5. This offense sucks. It sucks. Okay? And I'm telling you what, right now, next week, am I still on the air or did I get cut off?
No, you're still here. My thing is just lagging like no tomorrow. I got to fix my Wi-Fi or something, so continue.
Don't sweat it, Dalton. You're the man, dude. Look, we had a good time, today, but tailgates are great. But with all that aside, the bottom line, I'm mad, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sitting up here. I ordered another plate of wings. Now I'm going to do another 10. And I'm telling you what, I'm so pissed the fuck off. Whatever. You know what? Here's the deal. Bottom line, the offense sucks. And The fact that you lost to the Broncos at home and the Phillies, I don't even want to get. You know what? They're all making me sick.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you that 4-0 is a big 4-0. I've been around for 50 freaking 1 years.
Well, we did think that the Broncos or the Rams could give us a loss, I will say, but we didn't think that the Rams or the Bucks could give us a loss, but we didn't think the Broncos. So maybe we just take it as a trade-off, right?
Dude. Not at home. If we're going to get a loss, it has to be on the road.
Hey, well said with that. I get that point. That makes sense.
Not at home. And the Phillies last night, losing game 1 at home, and that place was pumped. And I'm not even getting into that because I talked last night to everybody on the show about them not freaking hitting the ball and not putting the ball in play. I don't want to even get into that. We're talking about the Birds right now. Here's the problem today. It's like the Phillies. You put 17 up, and then you can't do jack on fucking offense. I'm telling you right now, if they keep doing this, they're going to – it's not happening. And I don't want to hear Hurts. I don't want to blame Hurts. I don't want to – it's the fucking play calling. It's the coaches. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely the offensive coordinator is the biggest thing. And then I think it's the players are frustrated as a result. The team's frustrated. And it's just, it all boils down and starts with the offensive coordinator. But I think that's why we're seeing the team where they are today.
Losing to the Denver Broncos at home is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And you know what? They got freaking the last 4 weeks. They played some good teams, except the Cowboys. They suck, but they played some good teams. But the bottom line is, we knew there was problems. They got exposed to that.
Yeah,
they saw it coming at 10 miles away.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Moose, I appreciate you calling in. We got somebody else on the line. I hope you have a good night, sir.
All right. Well. All right, you two, let me get off the phone. Go Birds. 302 Birds rules. See you in Newark, Delaware. Let's see, advertise that real quick.
Yeah, I got you. I got to get this other call, Moose. I'll advertise it in a few. Thank you for calling in, brother.
Let me get out. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Make sure you guys follow Moose317. Appreciate that guy. Founding Brothers is what he's talking about. October 19th. If you guys aren't, please come out there. We're going to have a lot of fun. Trying to call back whoever this 215 number is that just called into the show. Please know that you can call back in. You're all good. I'd love to talk with you.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the 302 Birds Eagles postgame show.
215-239.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Trying to relax some. You know, all of us fans taking this frustration in over the last couple of nights because of the Philly sports, but yeah, let me get to the Eagles tonight.
Sure.
So you know what, like when us fans and us media talk about the Eagles have to include the pass game more, that doesn't mean totally abandon the run game. When we talk about saying that the pass game has to improve, what we mainly mean is you got to pass downfield more often. Like, yeah, maybe keep passing around 25 times a game, but you got to stop with the constant 5 to 10 yard throws. So when we say pass more, that doesn't mean necessarily you got to throw a lot more passes. Just include the pass downfield more, like, and still have the run game going. But we got to stop being so predictable and stop allowing teams to know what's coming. And we got to make them be off balance more often. Because it seems like we have limited amount of plays and that teams always know what's going to come. I think I heard last week somebody saying that like some players could see what was coming because either Hurts would move his head a certain way or Barkley would tap something on his pads. And, like, we just seem to have very limited amount of plays. And I'm not even including just this year. Like, the past years, too, even though we've had a winning streak going, we seem to be at the very last in the league when it comes to passing and yardage. So I'm not saying we have to like totally abandon the run game, still include the run game, but we just gotta pass downfield more.
Yeah, they need to get their play calling right for sure. I mean, it's frustrating because it's like you're calling these plays that it's like, what are we doing here? This feels like Madden. This is 4 verticals. This is mesh, like simple concepts that when you look at the way that Kellen Moore coached this offense last year, it was completely different. It was free flowing. The wide receivers were out and about. They were doing their thing. Saquon, as a result, would be able to put up 100 yards a game, usually at minimum, was what we were seeing last year. 100 yards a game minimum. And this year, he struggles to get 40 yards a game. So it's a completely revamped, slowed down, dunky, dinky, clunky offense, I would say. And I think that everybody's just so spent with the offense and the team that it's just making everybody drag ass as a whole. And, that's the simplest way I can put it. Everybody's just dragging, right? Like they're tired of this offense. They're tired. They already know that this feels like 2023, 2022 season or whatever it was, the year Super Bowl 58 in between 57 and 59. So everybody, I think, kind of has that feeling. But at the same time, it's like, well, what are we going to do to stop it? Right? Like we're 4-1. We know that we're a good team. But what are we going to do to change this? And how can we change this? Because, geez, man, it feels that way, doesn't it? It feels like 2023 all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. And why don't we use like more play action? Why don't we try to like switch it up some and just stop with the very like limited amount of plays and short plays? But like, yeah, we got to figure out what's going on. And I believe the offensive line and the injuries have a lot to do with this. I'm not saying that's the total reason why, but it does have some play into this. But like, it's just every time we do get like a new good offensive coordinator, like we seem like we're going to lose him because every guy that comes in here is going to want to coach again. We're not going to have an old guy like Vic Fangio that just wants to be like a coordinator. Like when we get somebody, it just seems like it's only going to come from in-house or if we do get lucky and get a guy like we had Kellen Moore last year, he's going to want to go and be a offensive. He's going to want to be a coach. So we talk about getting, and like we're blaming him a lot to do with this, and he has some blame, but I don't think it's him as much as people are saying that it is. Unless like, I don't know, I'm just lost with words right now. And then like we seen 2 weeks ago when we came back from the Rams game, and Jalen Hurts was forced to pass, and he did a great job. And we saw the last couple of Super Bowls, he performed very well under pressure on the big stage. But then last week in the first quarter, he did pretty good. Then we abandoned that. I don't know if it's teams making adjustments or like we seem to like when something goes very well and we see that play happen, like we never go back to it again. Or if there are plays that don't seem to work, we keep going back to them. It seems in reverse order of how it's supposed to be. When things are working and going well, we'll turn or abandon from that, or you'll not see it again. Or things that do happen that don't seem to work, we keep going back to. Or it's like a clogged box. I don't know if it's this limited amount of plays and they don't know how to be creative enough.
Yeah, man, it definitely feels like clogged. That's a good word. Like it feels like there's just so much noise and so much like walking on eggshells in this playbook. Like they don't know what they want to do. They act like they are, but they don't know what they want to do. And then it just causes confusion in the offense to where they get to Sunday and something's not working. And they're like, well, we went to plan B and plan C. What do we do now, coach? And it's like, no, like you are the offensive coordinator. You need to have a plan Z. You need to have so many backup plans, so many plays, so many strategies, because you got to give Sean Payton credit. I mean, even though the Broncos aren't the best team in the NFL, Sean Payton is a credentialed NFL coach, and he knows how to get teams like the Eagles, like the Bills, like the Chiefs, some of the best in the NFL on their baddest days. That's what today showed,
And one last thing. I know we want to talk about not having that great of like a pass rush, which is an issue, but not having a good number of 2 cornerback that can at least be average. We're going to say Kelly Ringo's been okay, but I really don't know. But what do you guys have to say about the number 2 cornerback position?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. In my opinion, I think that Ringo has some ups and some downs, but I think that that doesn't mean that the Eagles shouldn't look for a new corner if they can find one, or if they can find somebody like a depth piece. Like, I know that Jacorian Bennett was kind of supposed to be what Isaiah Rodgers was for the Eagles, this kind of, low risk, high reward player that the Eagles can develop. I just don't think that that's working at the speed that the Eagles would like. So I would even still be open to another trade for a better outside corner. How about yourself?
Oh, no doubt about it. Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm not saying I don't want to make Cooper DeJean into something that he shouldn't be and make him go outside. I think he's perfect at the slot, and you got to keep him there. And so I'm not going to go saying we have to go beyond making him and have to make him be used more than he ought to, because he is a great player and I think he can do it, but I think he's best at slot.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think you're right. I think that that's where he plays his best, and you don't need to force him to play a position that he's not good at. Well, I wouldn't even say not good at, just, he's the best equipped in the slot, and that's where he can force the most turnover. So why wouldn't you keep him there? I definitely agree with that. Yeah,
and stopping the run, do you think we've been horrible at stopping the run too?
Yeah, I would say that there's definitely room for improvement. I think that this defensive line is definitely noticing that they don't have, the same depth that they did last year. It's happening fast.
Mm-hmm. So, like, do you, getting back to what we were saying at the beginning, do you think that the media and the fans pressured like Petula or the guys that totally, because that's all we've been talking about. We've been talking about Brown, wanting him to be involved, of course, and this escalating into drama. But do you think that he allowed the media and the fans to pressure him to get too much into the pass game and like overdo it this week? Because like it's just beyond abysmal, like that we would have to totally stop. Not even only 9 rushes this whole entire game. So like I said, when we talk about including the pass and passing more, that does not mean you have to throw like 15 more times a game. It just includes it's saying pass down the field more. That's what we mean by that.
I think that they don't know what they're doing as an offense still. I still stand by that point. I think that they're still figuring it all out as they go. And I think Kevin Patullo doesn't really know what he's doing. I think that there was an answer Jalen Hurts had when they first hired Patullo that was kind of like, I wouldn't say standoffish, but I would say like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't fully bought into the hire. So I wonder if there were some things that the players didn't like about Patullo. Not like, but, I think that there were better candidates is the simplest way I can put it. Like, not looking really external and just going based on the internal guy. Not saying it's a dumb thing, just saying they should have weighed their options before making this pick, I believe, in my opinion.
Yeah. And can I say something about the Phillies real quick?
Yeah, of course.
And then, like, I was even saying going into this game this week, like, it's the same core. It's mostly the same core put together. It's mostly all the same guys. And we just have Kepler and the addition of Bader at the trade deadline. But it's mostly the same type of guys all together. And I even say going into this game and even leading up to this game, like when the Phillies were on a hot streak, I don't know if you knew this, but when they were winning, like the last couple weeks and doing really well, Michael Barkan was saying on Postgame Live, even when they were doing really well, that they were 5 for their last 60-something with runners in scoring position. So, like, playoff baseball is usually low scoring, and it's mostly better pitching than it is offensive stuff. And then it's just like, you got to be able to play fundamentally sound baseball. You got to be able to manufacture runs, because playoff baseball is usually the great pitching for the most part. So like, it's just the same core put together. And then the Phillies have such a hard time when it gets to the playoffs that they beat themselves up. They overswing. And it's like, so going into the playoffs, my concern was that the Phillies were going to let themselves down. I'm not really concerned about other teams. I think it's the Phillies are the issue, because they don't know how to play fundamentally sound baseball and go with the pitch and shorten their swings with 2 strikes, look to put the ball in play, go with the pitch, and their runners in scoring position has been abysmal. So and I feel like that's why, because they just try to do too much. And we saw last night with Bryce Harper and Schwarber, how many pitches did they have down the middle that they missed on? That they were overswinging, and we saw some pitches down the middle that they took, and then they would swing at breaking balls. So it's just that they seem so confused at the plate. Jeff Francoeur repeated it last night to be like, this team just seems mixed up there. So I said, going into the playoffs, Phillies are going to be their own worst nightmare, because it's been the same issue the last 4 years in the playoffs with their hitting and not being able to play fundamentally sound baseball and manufacture runs.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And by the way, can I ask, is this Ryan Swoop by any chance?
Yes.
I thought so by the voice. I didn't want to be rude in the beginning because you were going into some great takes. Please keep calling back into the show. You are an excellent caller.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
I appreciate you. I hope you call into the Phillies postgame show tomorrow night, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Have a great night. Go Birds, go Phils.
Yes.
See you, brother. Great dude right there, Ryan Swoop. Thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate you contributing. But yeah, I mean, it's up, it's down, it's left, it's right. There's chaos right now in Philly sports. Everything seems like it's going to fall apart. I promise you guys, it's going to get back on track. Everything's going to work itself out, and these teams are going to start competing the way that they should. I have a good feeling. The Phillies, the Eagles, I do have a better feeling, because I know that Nick Sirianni is not going to let this team's window close in front of them without getting at least one more ring. The Phillies, however, I got a good feeling about. I just not 100% sure. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments. Carl Reeder, good to see you in here, man. Thanks for joining the show. I appreciate you. And yeah, maybe putting McKee out there would be good. Maybe it would be bad. We'll see. I don't really know. But that's pretty much all I got. It's kind of a one-man show today. I don't know where Jackson was at, so I'm going to shut down the call-in line. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. I think we had some excellent call-ins today. So thank you to you guys who called in, contributed, shared your thoughts, gave us some conversation, some discussion. That's what this is all about. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are a Philadelphia sports fan, especially from Delaware. This is the best place to get your Philly sports coverage. We really appreciate you guys. Hope everybody has a great, safe night. And as always, God bless. Go Birds.
This is for you.
All roads lead through the playoffs in Philly.